Officials from Kenya's Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission joined human rights organizations in a protest in Nairobi on Tuesday. They say they're worried and want answers from Kenyan authorities following the murder of a senior electoral official. Africa 54's Vincent Makori is in Nairobi for us tonight with this report.
Kenyans are still in shock and trying to come to terms with the grisly murder of Chris Msando, acting ICT Director of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission of Kenya, IEBC. The electoral body officials joined human rights activists in a protest in Nairobi early Tuesday, a day after the discovery of Mr. Msando's body and that of a female.
The apparent murder of Mr. Chris Msando, acting ICT Director of the IEBC, is a deeply troubling development, particularly given that there are only 7 days to go before the general election on the 8th of August 2017. The timing of his torture and murder serves to undermine Kenya's election management body at this most crucial time in the work of the IEBC.
So far, authorities have only said they have launched investigations and that they are following crucial leads that might result in arrests. With so much unknown, Kenyans across the board have been left with only more questions.
The perception is that Chris Msando has been killed in a manner that has something to do with his role at IEBC. If that perception is what the public has, it is what will operate as the country goes into elections.
Mr. Msando was seen as the man at the electoral body who would ensure that these systems will not be compromised by any who may want to infiltrate the IEBC servers in efforts to manipulate the August 8th election results. Speculation is rife now that someone or certain people bent on interfering with the voting process may be behind Msando's murder to get critical information or send a message.
An intimidated and fearful staff cannot fully deliver on its mandate or respect its oath to act without fear or favor in carrying out their important responsibilities it has been entrusted by the citizens of Kenya.
Among those who attended Tuesday's protest was the chairman of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, Wafula Chebukati.
Chris Msando is a very senior manager in our ICT department. He's a team player. At the time he was murdered, the commission was just about to roll out a simulation exercise to confirm that our ICT department is ready to transmit results to Kenyans on the August 8th, after the August 8th general election.
Kenyans are asking whether Mr. Msando's killers might have taken important information from him, which then could now be used to compromise the upcoming elections. Mr. Chebukati sought to reassure the nation.
I want to assure you that, the system, our servers, our networks are secure. Whoever tortured him, I don't think there's anything that he will have found that would be useful to him, assuming that that's what he was looking for.
More than anybody else, IEBC officials are still trying to come to terms with the shocking murder of their colleague, even as they continue with preparations for the elections only days away. The chairman of the IEBC has demanded that the government provide each one of them security in order for them to discharge their duties without constant fear.
Well, for more insight on the death of Chris Msando, as well as how this could impact the upcoming Kenyan election, Vincent Makori joins us live now via Skype from Nairobi. Vincent, a very good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Hayde.
Vincent, many questions, many concerns tonight. Can we expect to hear more about the circumstances surrounding Chris Msando's death before Kenyans go to the polls next week?
Too many things are happening at this time, with the campaigns winding down and also a lot of the preparations just to put the process in motion. We do not expect to hear so much because the police have said they've launched an investigation. One of the things that we can expect is that they will tell us they're still investigating. In fact, though there was word that they were enlisting even the help of the FBI, or perhaps the FBI had offered to help in the investigations. what is likely to happen is that the police will slow down in this process until perhaps the elections are over, unless, of course, there's a good surprise to every Kenyan that they get to arrest somebody, because they promise that there are some leads they are pursuing that could help in unraveling this mystery. But as the process usually operates around here, it's likely to be a slow process, and people will be caught up, of course, in the election process, which is just a few days away. But that investigation may not yield anything before the election.
Now, speaking of leads and all the speculation about how Msando's death could impact the election, are you hearing anything to suggest that Msando's death could not have been linked to his job or to politics?
Well, nobody thinks that this was related to any other thing other than the elections. The fact that he was one of the most vocal people in terms of defending the systems that they have put in place, and in fact was doing the rounds on the television networks here, trying to reassure Kenyans that he has put in place a system that is foolproof and that nobody can possibly rig these elections, and that this comes a day after he had been on television talking about that. And the fact that there are concerns, especially from the opposition, that some people may want to interfere with the process, nobody thinks anything other than the fact that his death must have some connection with the elections. Now, who would have that interest to kill him, to torture him? Nobody knows up to this point, but definitely everybody has the election in mind as far as his death is concerned.
So tonight, still more questions than answers. Vincent Makori, thank you very, very much for talking to us. That was Africa 54's Vincent Makori speaking to us live via Skype from the capital of Nairobi in Kenya.